Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Live with BaldyPal. Got my co-hosts Rachel and Joey Bada being sitting in with us tonight. How are you guys doing? Excellent. Both of you at once. And Scott the Cha-Ching King. What's up, special guest? How are you, buddy?
Any better, I'd have to be twins.
Everybody show off your merch. Everybody's got the Cha-Ching on. Whoop, whoop. Maybe we'll hear a couple of Cha-Chings tonight as we got the show going on.
I just sold something.
Did you really? Like during the intro you did?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She hit the like. Listen, she hit the like button.
There you go.
It just happened. You see?
It just happened. So you got to hit that like button, everybody. And as Rachel says, she'll give you your money back for the ticket if you don't get
Don't forget the guaranteed. Don't forget the guaranteed.
Guarantee. Well, it's Rachel's guarantee. I'm not paying you back.
I'll pay everybody back. That's not the money.
How you been, Joey? How you been, Joey? It's been a while.
I'm doing good. I just got back from Halloween Horror Nights with Destiny, and we went to Animal Kingdom, and then we got like a little cold, but I'm not like sick. Like my body feels good. Like I could run marathons right now. Right. But like I'm just a little stuffy. That's all.
It's a change of weather. It gets me too, my friend. Every time. How about you, Scott? Where are you coming in from?
Central Texas.
Central Texas.
Central
Is it still
Texas.
hot there?
Yes.
It's always hot in Texas.
It's always hot. It's like it's just miserable. It's rained once since April.
Since like April.
Yeah.
You were at FlipCon, man, and we got to chit chat for a little while about different stuff, YouTube, thrifting, picking, your storage pickups. And I was just intrigued by that side of the world, getting to learn and see how you do your reselling business. And so I wanted you to come on the show so I can learn from you. And honestly, I want to start out by asking you what's kind of your niche from the storage perspective. Do you do mostly storage auctions and purchasing the storage units?
No, I used to do a ton of storage lockers. And then when like all the storage wars came out, everybody thinks they're full of guns and gold. And
aren't they?
No, they're full of labor. So, you get better at buying them. And so we buy a few, but no, that is not what I always do. This last one, it probably has a couple of years worth of inventory. Yeah, but it's not. I do a lot. I do everything. I'm opportunistic. So.
And you're talking about the one you found all that vintage new with tags clothing in, right?
Yes. Yeah. It has. I'm conservatively maybe 4,000 pairs of sweats, like sweatshirts, hoodies, pants.
Do you mind telling us some numbers, like how much you pay for it or how much you think the whole thing may be worth?
Oh yeah, no. I paid $821 for the locker, and it's $300 a month to rent it because I knew it's 10 by 30, so I knew it was going to be more than I could empty out in like a weekend or something, and so I will probably rent it for 4 months because it's Texas. I'm just waiting for it to not be 100 degrees outside.
Right.
Conservatively, it should make 50,000, 60,000.
Wow. Oh my!
That is an awesome.
You could buy a house, man.
Well, we won't get all the profit. What I'll do is I'll cherry pick it, and then we'll give away probably half of everything that's in it to other people. Let them sell it. Let them make some money.
I'll bring a trailer.
Come on,
wholesale lots or something like that.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Haul Sell is a website that I've heard of recently. Have anybody on here ever tried that before?
Yeah, there's this blonde girl that's got a video out about it. She's got an affiliate link and everything. You should check it out.
Oh yeah, I probably haven't heard of her.
Is it you?
I was pretty sure it wasn't Joey.
Well, tell us about that experience, Rachel.
I don't think I have blonde hair.
Wholesale's great. It's women owned and women founded, women ran, so they get my vote. But it's a place for resellers to go sell their inventory in bulk to other resellers. So wholesale takes like 10%, and then there's a 10% buyer's premium. So they're kind of like high bid where there's a buyer's premium.
Right.
And they had come off, I think originally they were doing like 15 and 15 or something. So they've reduced those fees. And, it's one shipping price for, I have like a bulk of 20 some odd hats on there for so many dollars a piece. So you buy all of the hats in one lot. and pay shipping plus the buyer's premium. So, I mean, you really got to discount your lots to make it appealing to other resellers, but there's some good stuff on there. I mean, like I say, I've got an affiliate link on my video about it, and the video is all the great information Kat, one of the founders, gave me about it. So
that's cool.
Check
Did you
it
meet
out.
her at FlipCon?
I met her before that, actually.
Oh,
I
wow.
did the video about wholesale. Well, I met her in person at FlipCon, but they're great. And they are US based now. And I think they're moving down to your neck of the woods, Scott. I think they're going to be moving to Texas soon.
I met them at FlipCon. And, we had talked about that with the locker. But for me, and I know some of you know me better than others, is that we have built our business around being able to give away a lot. And so it's not that I couldn't sell the excess inventory. It's that I'm in a position where I can help people that are new to reselling with free inventory. And, the mystery boxes I do are free because if I'm insane, they still got a free box. There's nothing that, they can't leave me a bad review on Yelp or something. So
you can get on Whatnot with that stuff too, Scott.
Yeah, I got approved for Whatnot and all, but I don't want to do it. I will continue to give this stuff away. I mean, that's the plan.
Nice.
I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen?
That.
That is really cool. Help out. I don't know. You probably are. I don't know. Is your plan to give it to anybody who asks for it and needs it, or are you specifically trying to help new resellers, kick off their opportunity?
That's actually a great question. There are a few local people that I have taught how to do eBay. Mm-hmm. And so like one of them, I've given her probably half of everything she sold for the last 3 years.
Okay.
And, because one of the hardest things to do is just getting started. And where we live, it could be hard to get inventory because, we're rural. And
rural squirrel. Joey's making fun of me earlier. I say rural. I say some other Southern twang words too. We'll just leave those out of here.
The population in Penelope is 181. But I have pretty good connections and I get inventory other people can't get.
I think I have more than that in my graduating class.
The graduating classes at Penelope ran 15.
Wow.
Maybe.
Okay.
So, so we give it away and it's never hurt us. It's never, it allows me to buy in bulk, which allows me to cherry pick. I've got my average sale price last year was over $70. So I get to cherry pick. I get to help other people. And I don't know. It's so far it's been win-win.
Well, that's good.
It's working for you.
It really is. So when you're giving these away, or this lady in particular, and you're giving these away, I'm wondering, like that you said it before. It's the hardest thing to get started, right? Is what to sell. It's upping your inventory, right? So if you weren't giving it away, what advice do you have for new resellers to get started with their inventory? Just something simple.
Well, I mean, I say the same thing everybody says. You start with the stuff you have at home and, you start with garage sales and the bins and places where you can buy inventory super cheap. And the reason for that is, I don't know how many people in the chat, I spent like my whole adult life in college and that cost a fortune. Like it cost a ton of money. Whereas buying something and finding out it wasn't valuable, that's a cheap education. And this education is no less valuable than a doctorate at A&M. It's a matter of you go out and you keep learning. The people that don't do well are the ones that don't want to put in the work, or they get stuck and they're not learning and they become myopic where they're only interested in learning this much and then they want to quit. So
that's a good example. I've done that in the past at yard sales. When I see something intriguing and they're not asking a whole lot for it, I'll just pick it up if it's like less than $5, $10, just to learn more. I know that what are they called? Those glass things you use on power lines. What are those? What's that word again?
And telegraph insulator.
Insulators. So I've heard that those can be really expensive, and I've heard that some are just not. But for $2, $3, $4, I picked up like 5 at a yard sale to learn about them. And the most expensive one I got was $20, but still I learned a lot. Color means everything in those things.
Right.
So
and the number.
Yeah, so it's a cheap lesson to learn, and I'm not out a whole lot of money. I
All I
heard,
heard Scott say was that I'm basically a doctor.
yeah,
No,
for going to school forever, his entire adult life.
I was in the doctorate program at A&M, and I have a 4.0, but I did not finish the dissertation. So I do not have a doctorate. And I see people, they'll write like ABD after their name, which means all but dissertation, but I would just as soon put quitter. Like, I'm not going to put ABD on there. So what happened is, once I got to Penelope, and it was such a small district, that the way you finish your doctorate is you close the door for a few months and you write your paper. And but you're the highest paid employee in the district, and I wasn't good at telling other people to leave me alone. And once I got here, I was more of a superintendent than I was a student.
Okay. So I didn't even pick up that you were going for your doctors. I just thought you were in school a long time like me, because I kept changing my my major over and over and over again.
Dr. Cha-ching.
Yeah, but but it wasn't. I'm not in any longer. Like, once I decided that I was in education, and I didn't want to move districts, and a doctorate would help you move to another district and make a lot more money. And but it's, I mean, I liked working with the kids. So
you're a king now. There's no need to go back and get your doctorate, right?
No.
Awesome,
That's
man.
true. Why be a doctor when you could be royalty?
Exactly. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat tonight. I haven't even taken an opportunity to say hey to you guys. There's lots of people here, and I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like button while you're here. Rachel guarantees you'll get a sale while you are, or she'll give you your money back.
Plus 5%.
Plus 5% of what you paid to come see the show tonight. Wow, she's got a bigger bankroll than I do. Good job, Rachel. Hope you enjoyed the Cha-Ching King t-shirts. You can get those on Scott's website. I put his YouTube link in the description below as well. So Scott,
you realize I think you're the only one that ever paid for one.
That's okay. I wanted one. You bought one from me. I had to buy one from you. Now, I will tell you, I dropped merchandise a long time ago, but Scott was the first one to buy a shirt from me. So thank you, Mr. King, sir.
I don't know if you're aware, but Dr. Cha-Ching also has
I don't
book out. He also wrote a book, and that's available.
It sounds like he doesn't want that public. Did you want that?
Oh,
is that
book?
what you? Is that when?
No. The book is public. It's not reselling related. Like,
oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Good.
If you can get to it on your website, I don't have that link below, but
Nice.
I think I have it on Instagram. I don't put any of that on YouTube. Can you? I don't know anything about YouTube.
Yeah, in your description.
We'll get
Oh, I think I do have it in the description. Like, I just copy and paste it every time, except for
me too.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Gary, who's my co-host, and because he's got a really good radio voice, and maybe we can turn it into an audiobook for you. Yeah. Then you could sell it on Amazon.
You should read it before you say that.
It's pretty funny.
I don't know if this would make a good audiobook.
I'm imagining Gary's voice reading that book now.
Yeah. He's great radio. He could do it. He could do it for sure. All right. So tell us more about your storage auctions. You said that when people started, making TV shows about it, it started to get kind of bad for you, but everybody thought it was gold and guns inside. So tell us the reality, right? Percentage wise, what can you look into? If I wanted to go out and buy a storage, do a storage auction, what tips would you have for me if I'm doing the very first one? Because I've really been interested in it. I've never pulled the trigger because I really don't know how to look at a picture and determine what its value is, right? So give me an idea here.
So, what you'll hear a lot is you don't spend more than what you can see right in front of you. And the reality of it is that doesn't really work, because if there's a compressor sitting there, you still don't know if it works.
Right.
And so, you have to break the pictures down, and you've got to, we get into the nitty gritty. The last one we bought, so there's like 6 grainy pictures, but right in the front, I can see HealthNet, and I can see that it's a package of something. And by zooming in, I see that it's a whole package, which means it's not one shirt, it's a whole bunch of shirts. And on that one, I go ahead and look up the logo, and I determine when the logo is from. And the logo was from the mid 70s to the mid 80s. And then I looking at the boxes and I noticed a series of numbers written on them. There's like a 168 and then another one in the back is 169. And I can see plastic in the broken boxes on some of them. And Melody and I do this separately, and then we'll get back together and see what do we think it is. And we thought that it was the remnants of a store. And that's what it ended up being.
And that's the one you just recently bought, right?
That's the one we just bought.
Okay, so you got to be able to pick out and have a zoom in option, right? So hopefully, what do you use? High bid or something like that? I'm guessing.
No, storage treasures. Is it storage
treasures?
Yeah, storage treasure, something like that. It's widely available. It's not anything secret.
Have you ever traveled to win a storage auction? What's the farthest you've ever traveled to buy a storage auction?
This one that I'm on now is an hour and a half.
Okay.
That's about as far as I've gone.
I've got to admit, I've looked up storage auctions and high bids and everything. There's nothing in Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio?
Georgia. Columbus, Georgia.
I didn't know there was a Columbus, Georgia.
Well, that explains why there's nothing on the high bid.
A Penelope, Texas either, so.
But you got 181 in your town. You know every one of them by name, right?
Do I know what by name?
I said, but you got 181 people in your town and you know every one of them by name.
You know, I used to tell the story that, you know, Penelope was small enough that like one day we had a heifer loose in front of the school.
Yeah.
And the town is small enough that everybody recognized the heifer. So I knew which kid it belonged to.
That's a cow for anybody who's not from the country.
Yeah.
All right. So what I really need to do is I just need to be able to expand where I am willing to travel and then zoom in on the pictures really, really close. Rachel, Joey, have either one of you ever done storage auctions?
No, I'm one like you. There's nothing around here, but I'm willing to travel. Drew has a covered trailer.
Yeah. See, I'd be willing to travel, but it's got to be perfect. And, you know,
right. And you can't know that before you get there. Yeah. I know Rachel's like the opening act for the Flea Market Flippers convention. What are they calling it?
The reseller summit.
The summit. So
did you say I'm the opening act?
I think so. You didn't see the schedule come out, did you?
No, but mine's about motivation, so that's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mine is not about motivation. Mine is going to be about how to pick out a storage locker.
Really? Dead on. Perfect. You're getting a little bit of a prelude to that, a preview. So when is this summit? Where is this?
It's online.
Okay.
Great.
Where? Yeah. When? I mean, when? I'm interested. I honestly haven't heard of it. Why haven't I heard of this?
Do you know when does it go live?
Scott and I are both waiting for the other person to give the date.
Yeah.
Well, no, she is still waiting because she doesn't ever check her messages.
Yeah, probably. Listen, I just knew when I had to have my video in, and that was by the 3rd, and I got it like at midnight. So,
Scott, did you know there's a Las Vegas in Texas?
I did know that. There's also in Italy.
There's a Las Vegas, New Mexico, I think, too.
I know there's a Las Vegas in Nevada.
Yeah, that's the one.
And Drew said you shouldn't call women that. That's why I clarified for people like you, Drew. Okay. So Nashville Flippers in the house. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Sonny showed up.
Yep,
Drew
Sonny's
Strickland.
here. So, all right. Let's talk about FlipCon for a little while. What was your biggest takeaway, Scott, from FlipCon? What did you enjoy the most?
Oh, the people. 100% the people. You know, yeah, it was Rachel for sure.
It was Rachel.
You know, this can be a lonely job, actually, you know, because you go out and when you're out thrifting, you're not really socializing with people. You're getting the stuff and trying to get home and get to work and get it listed. And then when you put YouTube on top of it and you're trying to make videos and get stuff posted, you can end up on an island. And one of the nice things about FlipCon for me is that, like, I got to see Joey. You know, I've sat in his chat like 500 times and loved
You sat in his lap. What?
This is
This
is the BaldyPal After Hour show. But you know, you get to meet the people and actually put a real live human with it. You know, so by far for me, meeting the actual people that I thought I would like, and then I did, most of them.
You got lots of people agreeing with you in the chat on that one. Happy Picker says the people. Angie says yes, I agree. The people. I agree. Getting to meet and know somebody on a different level that I mean, like you said, you've been on their show before, or you may have talked to them through Instagram for whatever reason because you needed their help. But to sit down with them, have dinner, and chat about life, it just puts a whole different spin on the whole thing. That's why I really enjoy. I'm not going to be able to make it to Dante's in October, but man, I wish that I could, because just hanging out and having fun with people that are in the, I mean, I call it like a water cooler session, right?
Yeah.
If you were at your job and you hung out at the water cooler, you gossip and talk and get to know each other and stuff like that. And that's what you do when you're just out at FlipCon or at Dante's Top Golf or bowling last year. And it's a great event just to hang out and have fun and meet resellers on a completely different level. I agree 100%. 100%. Joey, what was your biggest takeaway from FlipCon?
Really the same thing, like just being around like-minded people and just actually meeting everyone in person. Like I've met you, Adam, but like just meeting everybody and just it's cool to like see how tall like Hustlin' Hooks, Adine is.
Yeah,
and,
that's nuts, man.
I thought for sure
and then you see a mermaid, there too. But
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Nadine that was tall or Miranda that was short, but it may have been both. But that guy is really tall.
Yeah.
Those pictures that people posted of him and Josh standing beside each other in the middle of the room that one time, I think he just barely came over his belt. Like he's tall. He's up there.
Yeah.
Oh man, alive. What about you, Rachel?
I hate to just like go along with the crowd here, so I'm gonna say it was specifically Joey's speech on stage. Everything he said was just like the greatest part of FlipCon. A second to that would be the people. It was just so much fun. I really am on an island here, guys. Like I have one reseller in my community who, shout out to him, just sold one of those huge box TVs today for like $350. He picked it up like 2 days ago. So like we'll message each other back and forth, but he's not really like in the Instagram and YouTube reselling community. So to meet everyone in person that is, and like see that everyone so truthfully
and
was exactly who they are. Like it was just great. I loved it. I'll be back every year.
ATL flippers were there. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. I might be having some sort of technical difficulties. Is the comment showing on your screen?
Yeah.
When I click on it?
Okay.
Yeah. It shows and then disappears as soon as I click on it. So
That's weird.
Yeah, I just got to be technical. I'm not going to try to fix it during the show, but we'll worry about that later. I can still read the comment on the side though. All right. So my biggest takeaway was talking to Scott about YouTube. Okay. Why? Because he told me about this term, which apparently everybody knows about, but I'd never heard it before, called evergreen. Right? Joey, do you know that term?
Of course.
An evergreen video?
I have it not related to YouTube, but I have this like
TikTok related to YouTube, specifically related.
Well,
to
it's like the same thing, but like TikTok has like there's evergreen videos for TikTok as well. I made a Mancala, the game with the little beads. Like I made a Mancala video and it still gets views and likes to this day. It's been out for like 2 years. Like it's crazy.
So Scott gave me that term, that word, and now it's just in my head, and I've got a list of different videos I need to do, because that's the idea, right? Is something that will make your YouTube grow over time without you having to babysit it anymore, right? So Scott, what would you say your percentage of your YouTube videos would you consider to be evergreen videos?
I started in January getting more serious about trying to create evergreen content. And so it wasn't accidental, but part of it for me is I really want to teach. And that's, in education, that's the part of it that I like the best. And so evergreen content happens to go hand in hand with teaching. When you make a teaching video that people can go back and reference, like I'm at home and I'm trying to think, if I were doing this, what would I want to know how to do? What would I be struggling with? And then I can go look up that video. And then I'm thinking, what do I know how to do that somebody is going to look up to see how they can do it? So it's kind of, when you look my for whatever value Social Blade has. If you look mine up, it even comes up as how to.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I would say since January, probably 75% of the videos.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's good though.
Nice.
That's good because I mean, if it does what it's supposed to do, it's that those are keeping your channel alive, right? And then you can upload I guess the 25% are those that you're doing like your storage, going through your storage or what sold or something like that. Okay, cool.
Right.
Wow.
But so like I don't get the views. One of the downsides to evergreen content is that if I make a video that's like, here's how you do eBay, once the question is answered, they don't necessarily watch more of your videos. So I have a video that's passed up 80,000 views, but I can put out a thrift with me video and it's still going to get 1,000 and stop.
Yeah.
So, it just, you got to do what you like, because none of this is going to pay enough. If you don't like making the videos or you don't like teaching people or sharing what you're doing, YouTube is a ton of work for really
little return.
Very little return.
Well, Deborah has a question for you. How about putting your courses on or modules on Skillshare or Udemy? Have you ever thought about that?
I looked at it briefly, and it maybe at some point, I still feel like I'm trying to figure out how to make a truly good video.
Yeah.
And I'm focused in on that. And so it's not all about monetizing it for me. Like, money is great, but I really want it to be good first. And then I figure the money will come.
I got to figure that in some of your videos, it looks like you have a green screen. Is that correct?
I do.
Okay. And what software do you use?
I forgot the name of it.
No.
You're on DaVinci.
Of course I know. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. DaVinci Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve. So I only bring that up because I went through a phase of I was just editing on my phone for the longest time with free software. And I was like, I better just buy something I can do a better job on the computer. And there's a lot out there to choose from. I don't think one's better than the other, but some are definitely more expensive than the others. So I just like to ask everybody what they use. So you use DaVinci. I use Filmora. Joey, what do you use to
I have
do your
Apple.
videos?
I use the iMovie on Apple.
The built-in on the Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, what do you use?
Filmora.
So there you go. It does its job, and I haven't. It doesn't do anything.
I used to use the Adobe Premiere Pro, which I was paying more every month than what I did for an entire year of Filmora Wondershare.
Oh, yeah.
And Filmora has more capability than what the Adobe Premiere Pro did.
Oh my gosh, Adobe's expensive.
Yeah, and I can do more with Filmora than what I could with, like, everything was harder on Adobe, and not harder because it wasn't like user friendly or whatever. It's just there was more steps to everything. Like you can do exactly the same thing timeline wise, and all of your stacks and layers on Filmora as I could Adobe, and it's way cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, layers. That was one thing I couldn't find on a lot of different editing tools was layers. But Flippy says the best return from YouTube is the people that you meet, which is very true. We were talking about that earlier when we were talking about the FlipCon stuff. Lots of people up in this chat. Thanks so much for coming by, everybody. Yakov Benz is here. What's up, man? Where you been? Glad you're back in town. Joey, what are you eating?
I'm having pizza.
I'm so jealous.
It doesn't bother me.
It
looked like good pizza.
I literally cooked my family dinner and came down here and haven't even eaten it. I got to watch Joey eat pizza.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, no, it's white pizza. Like, it's so good.
It looks good.
Wait a minute.
Really good.
I'm sorry.
Is that just
I don't mean
cheese
to eat, but like, it's been a really long day, and I gotta eat.
Man, that doesn't bother me at all.
All right.
ATL Flippers uses Power Director. See, I think that's another good one. It was in my choices that I was trying to choose from. Price. It all came down to price for me. Well, how about we say we take a little break in the conversation and we play a game? Would everybody be interested in playing one of our new games?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
No way. No way. BaldyPal. Excellent.
That guy on the right is really cute.
All right. Yeah. This is a crazy co-host.
I think I've already lost.
Yeah, you may have. You never know. So this new game is called No Way. All right. So the point of the game is, Scott, you've got complete control as to whether you win or the co-hosts win. They're going to play as a team. I'm going to show 5 items and a price I suggest that they sold for on eBay. You have to determine way or no way. Is it true or false? But the co-hosts will show their votes first. And you can ask one of them each round to talk about their vote and explain why they choose way or no way. But be careful, because they may be trying to trick you. All right? You ready to get started, Scott? You think you got this?
I got this.
You got this.
Nah,
all right.
No way. No way, Scott. No way.
All right. So we're going to go to item number 1, which is pretty intense. So I added a lot of pictures. Item number 1 is a pair of Levi Strauss vintage 501 jeans. And they have hidden rivets and selvage Big E offset belt loops. And it's called a jerky tag, though. I've never heard of that term before. I can look at the picture and guess what it's referencing to. I've got a lot of pictures I'm going to show you, but I'm going to say that there were 10 bids in this auction, and the winning bid was $12,322. So y'all be thinking about that for just a second. Let's look at these pictures. They look pretty pristine to be so vintage and old too. I mean, there's no holes. There's salvaged right here on the inside seams. They look like to be in really good shape. So I say there were 10 bids, and the winning bid was $12,322. Joey and Rachel, what do you say? Way or no way? Rachel's no way. Joey is way. All right, Scott. So you gotta you gotta see who's right here. You know,
Yeah, Joey's right.
You can ask which one of them
I
if
don't
you want
need
to
to.
clarify.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't-
Joey's right.
You're gonna agree with Joey on the way, huh?
Yeah, as long as he didn't vote the same as Rachel.
Are you sure about that? All
I'm
right.
sure.
Well, here we go. For the first point, 10 bids at $12,322. The answer is way. You got it right, Scott. It did sell with 10 bids for $12,322. Those are some expensive blue jeans. I would never be wearing those personally. All right. The next item up is a pair of Patagonia Level 9 combat pants. I know what issued means. This is straight out of their description. NSW. What's that acronym stand for? NSW. I don't know what that stands for.
I'm
Not sure why they were issued.
Possibly. I say they sold on auction for 14 bids, with 14 bids and a total price of $217.50. Now, they are Patagonia issued combat pants. Keep that in mind. Joey and Rachel, reveal way or no way. We got 2 no way choices. Scott, what do you say? Do you agree, or
So
you want to ask him a question?
all I have to do to win this game, let me make sure I get this right, is beat them in points, correct?
Right.
And right now it's 1-0.
Yes.
And so as long as I go with them, they gain no points.
No. If you get it wrong and you go with them, they still get a point.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go with way.
Oh, you think it did? Okay. All right. So you say way. Let's see. Right or wrong? No way. No way. 4 bids, and it went for $187.50. So the co-hosts get a point on that one, Scott. Have you figured this strategy out yet?
But, oh, yeah. So it really doesn't even matter what they vote.
No, they're trying to trick you, man.
We could be telling the truth.
They could be
We might
telling the
trying
truth, or they could be tricking you. Either one.
All
You
right.
got to know your stuff. All
All
right.
right.
Here's the next item. It's an Emmitt Smith 1990 rookie card with a PSA grading of 10. Now, if anybody on the show doesn't know, the grading goes from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. You got this card, Joey? You got it in your collection behind you?
I don't.
But what do you think, Joey? You know Emmitt Smith, right? I mean,
Oh, I know him, Smith.
32 bids, $1,151.
It sounds about right.
Way or
I
no
would-
way? Rachel, Joey, way or no way? 32 bids, $1,151. Rachel says no way. Joey says way. Scott, you can ask him a question to clarify if you want to.
Okay. The Cowboys traded up to get Emmett in that draft. Who did they trade up with?
That's a very simple question. I don't know the answer. Very specific question. I meant the question was to like help them get them to explain their answer.
No, I was just putting them on the spot. I don't know who it was either, but they didn't know that. All right.
I didn't even know they traded him up.
Making up fake questions.
Fake question.
Joey, how many graded cards have you sold?
I would have sold a lot, but I had cards stolen from me. But that's a story that I could tell maybe another time. But yeah, it's a very bad situation. And I'm actually still trying to get graded cards now. It's been a very.
So you're familiar with them?
I'm familiar with cards. Yes.
Rachel, same question to you.
Nope, you only get to ask one.
Oh, really?
Yep, you only get to ask
I didn't
one.
realize the rules were going to change while we were playing. Okay, I'm going to go with Joey.
You get to ask one during the round, during each round. All right, so Joey, what'd you say? Way?
I said way.
You said way. All right, so the answer is way. You got it right. 32 bids, $1,151. Ooh, that's an expensive card.
I honestly wasn't even trying to trick you on that one, Scott. I thought it was way more than that.
Oh no, because this particular card though is not rare. It's
just like a
rare
regular,
because it's a 10.
Yeah,
like
if it was like autographed or something like that with a serial number, like then it would be really expensive.
Right.
There you go. He knows a lot about cards. All right. Vintage Nike Pigeon Dunks. Vintage Nike Dunks. Low, Pro, SB Prisms. Bunch of keywords written in that title right there. Shoe size 12. The description didn't say anything more really than this, except how well their shipping is and the authenticity is guaranteed through eBay's program. I say it was one bid sold for $1,499.99. Joey, Rachel, way or no way? No way. No way. 2 votes for no way. Scott, what do you think? You want to ask one of them a question?
Can I phone a friend?
Nope, just Joey or Rachel.
Is Dalton in the chat?
Nope.
I'm going to say way, and here's why I say that. Those shoes are ugly as a mud fence, and I think that adds to the value. And,
ugly stuff does sell. Ugly, weird, odd, that all stuff that sells.
I can picture somebody making their first opening bid at $14,900 instead of $1,500, and that would be one bid. But I literally have no idea. I'm just hoping those two are both wrong.
All right. Okay. So you're banking on just the fact that you want them to be wrong. Okay.
Most of my life, yes.
$1,499.99. Way or no way? Scott says way. The answer is way. Scott, you get a 3rd point here.
And that's 3 out of 5.
Yep. 3, 4, 5. I do have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I do have 2 more. I have 6 if we want it. But, if we tie this up, we'll keep going. Game's not over yet. This is as of October 4th, when I drew up this game, as of October 4th, this is the most expensive Kiss album sold on eBay for $10,000. It's Kiss Originals, Red Box Set LP from 74 to 79. It says it also includes 2 sets of stickers. So, way or no way, Joey and Rachel, the most expensive Kiss album at $10,000 as of October 4th. No way. Both say no way. All right, Scott, what you want?
I want to make sure I understood the question. You said the most expensive ever or the most expensive at this time?
As of October 4th on eBay in the past 90 days, when you sold, this is the most expensive album on eBay as of October 4th at $10,000. No way.
No way.
No way. It sold for $4,000.
That's still crazy.
$4,000. That is nuts. You got this one, Scott. You got this one figured out. All right. And this is one I just threw in because it was the craziest story I heard all week. Did y'all hear about, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is not necessarily part of the game. I just threw it in here. Did you hear about these 1880s Levi's that sold on auction for $76,000.
Yes.
Can I actually say that's not accurate?
What part's not accurate?
It was $76,000 plus 15% buyer's fee.
Okay.
Like it was more than that. These
Yeah.
people ponied up serious money for those things.
Insane.
That is crazy. No, I just saw that the sold price of the auction was $76,000.
Listen, I bought my house for $75,000, 4 bedrooms and 6 acres.
And this guy bought a pair of jeans from
$1,000 less than these pants.
That is nuts. All right. Well, that's the game, boys and girls. Scott, you got it.
That wasn't nearly as competitive. Who did Kristen have to go up against? Maybe they were better.
No, it was Rachel and Gary.
Yeah.
It was Rachel and Gary. And they did well. They did real well. They were trying to fool you at the same time. Joey and Rachel were tonight too. I could tell. But you could see right through it, man.
You got to give them that.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we need to rethink the rules a little bit, or I just need to pick harder items. All right. Well, that was Way No Way. We get to listen to the intro one more time just because we like it so much.
No way. No way. BaldyPal. Excellent.
My life is complete.
It is. It's perfect. We'll play that over and over and over again once the super chats begin. How about that?
I just wish you guys could have seen the look on my kid's face when I walk out of the bedroom before we film that with my hair like that and those glasses. And they're like, Mom, are you okay?
The Red Dirt Picker, a family member was buried in those and they dug them up to sell them on eBay.
I think they came out of an abandoned mine.
I read that they were found in a mine several years ago and then donated to the auction.
That's insane.
Angie says you could buy 2 Broncos for that price, right, Rachel?
Oh, not quite. Almost. Why would you take your pants off in the mine?
Why wouldn't you take your pants off in the mine? That's a
lot of reasons.
A lot of times when they were mining, those pants would get destroyed. And so when they would get back up, they would change back into the clothes that they would go home in.
Therefore, the mining pants were just left behind.
I just made that up, but it makes sense.
You know, my wife does that really, really well. She can BS a true story and you could believe her. And I don't even know how to, I can't trust her all the time. I just can't. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Well, I want to take an opportunity real quick. We're going to start wrapping up the show in the next couple of minutes, but I want to be the first to tell all 22 people who are here that there's 12 of us in total. We are starting a charity auction event seller. We're raising money for the Gary Sinise Foundation again this year for Christmas time. And in doing so, I've got 12 reseller friends, guy friends, who are helping me to create a calendar. All right. We're calling it the Studs of the Reselling Community, if you will. And we haven't built the calendar yet because we're still working on that. But this is going to be all for charity, as many as we could possibly sell. Any profit whatsoever that comes from it is going straight to the Gary Sinise Foundation. And I wanted to bring it out right now on the show for the first time, making the big announcement. Let's see if I can go over here to the StreamYard. No, I'm going to go to the chat and paste the link. If you want to, you can go out there and start looking around. You can also sponsor a day. If you don't want to buy a calendar, you can sponsor a day for $5, which means you can put like your birthday or anniversary or something like that on this calendar.
It's really cool.
And if you are not in the US, you can just make a donation this way. I'm still trying to figure out how to open this up for international purchasing. I'm just working on those details. I haven't quite gotten there just yet. But we're say what?
No promises to Petey.
Yeah,
to Petey. Oh, is that somebody international?
No, she said, please tell me that the photos will be clothes on.
Oh, we can't talk about that. Yeah, no promises. We're not sure about that yet. I haven't even got all 12 of them yet. But we are looking for sponsors. We have gotten a couple of sponsors to help us out with the upfront cost to get the calendars so that we can just start selling, start creating them and start shipping them out. The timeline is we'll take pre-orders between now and December 1st, and then we'll start shipping them out before Christmas so that you get them before the year begins in 2023. Who is involved with this is, I'm sure, on the tip of your tongue. You're all probably wondering. Let's see. Rachel, you can probably help me make this list.
Yeah, probably.
We got me, BaldyPal Picking, of course, the best one in the whole show. We got Nashville Flippers are involved. We got Drew Profit Monsters. We got Drew Strickland. We got Drew Strickland involved.
Flip the world.
Harry Tornado. Pittsburgh Picker. Adam Pittsburgh Picker. We got Matt Easy. And we got American Arbitrage Carrie from American Arbitrage. We got Zach, Utah Bought and Gone.
Ooh.
Who am I forgetting? We got.
Drew, help us out. Who are we forgetting?
I know I said Drew. I said Harry Tornado, right?
Yeah.
Matt Easy, Drew Profit Monsters. Oh my gosh, I got to go to my list. I thought I had this all memorized, but I don't. I got a screenshot though right here so that we won't forget. We got.
I was hoping I'd be more help, but those are the ones that I was.
Mountain Man Treasures. And Prison to Profit.
Nice.
And that's it. That's who we got. So all of us are going to be participating in this calendar. And you really don't know what you may get from this, to be honest with you, because we are having a buttload of fun as we're coming up with the ideas to put on each month.
Guys, it's so inexpensive. First of all, $20 for a calendar. You're going to have it up all year. You're going to put it in your office. And then the fact that I can put I will just tell you that you cannot reserve my birthday, Drew's birthday, or our anniversary because we already got them. So you guys better get on there and reserve your birthdays.
Well, to Rachel's point, though, we have the space to allow up to 2 sponsors per day.
Nice.
So even though Rachel,
though,
if she doesn't want to share, she's gonna have to buy 2 spots. But no, this is excellent. I think this is gonna be an awesome thing. I really do think it's gonna be successful. I don't think any of you will be disappointed with the outcome. We will probably post final pictures when the calendars are available in December, but we won't give any previews until then. All right. So for now, it's just you're sponsoring a great thing. Oh, there is a little bit of a shipping cost in there too. I have honestly outlined everything is transparent in this listing right here so that you know everything so that nothing's hidden. All right. There's a processing fee, there's a calendar cost, there's shipping. I've outlined it all so that you know exactly what you're getting into, but it is all for the Gary Sinise Foundation. Every dollar of profit we make is going to the Gary Sinise Foundation this Christmas. So I hope y'all will help us out with this.
That's awesome.
Guys, we need to beat what we raised last year. And last year, Adam, what was the grand total last year?
$1,575.
And we did that live on YouTube. If you guys remember, everyone was involved. It was so epic. And so we need to double that, triple that. Like we're going to top that this year. Did you post a link to it, Adam?
I did. I put it in the chat. I can do it again real quick to kind of get it right there at the top again. There we go. Should be right there. And I think that I might have heard somebody just Thank you, Angie. Angie Resells bought what'd she buy? She bought a calendar, it looks like. I can't tell exactly, but thank you for your support, Angie. I'll just say it that way. Thank you so much. She got one. Well, hey, we're going to wrap this evening up. Scott, thanks so much for being on the show. The king himself, talking about his storage, auctions, and purchases. And any closing remarks you might want to leave us with?
You're breaking up on me.
Oh, well, we're about to wrap up.
All that matters is I won. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what else there is to say.
The king is still the king, right?
Hey, I appreciate you being on. I really love the fundraiser you're doing. Like, that's legit. And it's a great idea. And make sure if you haven't put it in your description on the video too, so I can go back and get it because I can't do anything from the chat.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody watching who hasn't hit the thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button. It really does make a difference for the channel.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. And I have everybody's channel linked down below. If for any reason you have not subscribed to any of these great people I have, please do so. Christopher says, trust me, you will top that this year. Just saying. All right. He's raising the bar on us, and I haven't even barely gotten started, man.
Everyone needs to share it out. You guys are going to see it floating around on everyone's IG stories. Share it when you see it.
Yep. Angie, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. Drew says we're going to hit 10K. We're going to hit 10K. Hey, shoot for the sky, man. Yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. All right, everybody. I hope y'all had a good evening tonight. Thanks so much for your support of the show, and go get your reselling calendars for 2023. We do appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all stay safe out there. Have fun picking.